Welcome to the short video about my March coloring plans. For March I have two main purposes. The first one is to pay more attention to my untouched books. I gathered a lot of books where I hadn't colored yet any pictures, and they are beautiful, so I just need some time and I need to switch from my most popular books where I feel very comfortable to color to the new books, to test paper, to adjust to the artist style. And I have here this Year of Witches, very pretty book with adorable pictures but printed on very thin paper. Another problematic book, but at least pictures are one-sided. Paper is thin, so of course it's almost transparent, and maybe I will select for March something really very simple. I think that I can start from this one simply because I love this picture with flowers. I love those bees. It's a very quick project to color. I think the only problem I have here is how to finish the top part of the picture. Maybe I will continue with this frame which we have on the bottom. I will limit this top part of the page and I will be able to do a very simple sky with blue alcohol markers, and it will be a nice start. The rest of the page I can do quite quickly. Another book which I wanted to color already for a year, it's this Lady Spring. I got it last year, more than 1 year ago, just before the beginning of the war, and I managed to do just one page here. I planned that the whole springtime I will dedicate to this book, because here we have pictures from many artists, so it's quite interesting to test new artists, new styles. Here we have line art, here we have grayscale pictures, but unfortunately after February I left this book at home, and when I returned home it was already middle of the summer, so this book, it was totally abandoned during last year. And I think that I want to start from pictures by Anna Marcinska. I already did one when I tested paper here. Paper is amazing, so here I can use everything. Maybe watercolor for the background, or maybe neon colors for the very delicate blue background. And then I can enjoy doing all those anemones. Maybe I can even do them with Inktense pencils, because I love how Inktense behave on this paper, and they have very pretty shades of violet and purple for the anemone. So that's my choice number one, but I hope that I will color at least a couple of pictures here. And another book which I absolutely want to start, again by Anna Marcinska. I don't know, I can't explain why, if I love her style so much, and why, if these books are printed on perfect paper, absolutely perfect for coloring, why they are still abandoned by me. I need to change it and I need to rectify this mistake. So definitely at least something by Anna I want to color in March. Of course, I don't want to abandon my favorite books. I have here a small pile of my regular choices. I have Klara Markova. I really want to slowly fill in this book. Maybe one picture in 2 months, one picture in 3 months. And for March, I want to select one of the underwater pictures. Maybe this one, or maybe this one. They are similar with those seahorses and adorable fishes. This one I do love because of this fish. I also love to color all those corals, and here you can imagine all the craziest color combos. But this one, it's a little bit more interesting for me because I do love this elf. Well, maybe it's difficult to explain what exactly elf is doing beneath the water surface, but just look at this fish. She is the main reason why I want to do this one. I hope that at least one of them I will color. Two similar pictures, no, that's a little bit boring, but one of them could be great. I really want to return to the worlds within worlds. I was so invested into Mythic World that I abandoned this one. Yes, Mythic World, it's a little bit more interesting to color because here I saw many finished pictures by other people, and sometimes it's difficult to imagine something from my own imagination. But this spread with dinosaur, I really wanted to color it for a long time, and you can see that it's a lot of work here. Maybe I will start with the dinosaur. I can imagine main colors which I want to use here. But of course it's a huge amount of work because it's very detailed. This tiny city, smaller dinosaurs which we have here, all this greenery, trees, grass, bushes, and the huge dinosaur. But I want to color it because I have here ugly stains which I received when I started to apply watercolor here, and it managed to bleed through. In this book I can't use watercolors, unfortunately, paper isn't suitable. And if I still have time, I would love to do another page in Mythic World. This time I decided to move to Carpathian Mountains. You can imagine that it's something very dear to me because here in Ukraine we also have part of Carpathian Mountains. And here I selected this magnificent griffin. Well, again, part of it is a little bit not very exciting, all those mountains, hills, stones, and also slightly terrifying empty background, but I enjoy working on textures of feathers and fur. You know that griffin is between bird, eagle and lion, so I wanted to do the main character here. The rest of it I hope that I will somehow color. And finally I realized that I abandoned my books by Herb Leonhardt. I put them into my plans, but I never have enough time for them. For March, I selected for myself this Huntress and the Dragon. Well, beautiful. I do love everything here. She is beautiful and fierce. Very nice bird. I don't remember, not eagle obviously, but still. And look at the dragon. Here I mostly used very cheerful and bright colors like orange, pink, magenta for dragons, but this one it's a warrior dragon, so I need to think carefully which colors I can use here. I think about maybe gray going into a deep green or maybe into cobalt turquoise, so slightly less intense comparing to all crazy orange and pink colors which I used for other pictures here. That was my goal number 1, to return to starting my untouched books. My goal number 2 is to color in mythographic series. I promised myself in February that I want to color mythographic. I collected already so many books and I want to purchase the whole series because they announced many interesting books during this year. But I need to start coloring in them. Unfortunately, in February I did more pictures for the love theme, more couples in love, and my mythographic books, they were totally abandoned. So what I did, I again gathered all my mythographic beauties. Yes, it's crazy, but as I said, I really want to collect all of them. And in each of these books, I tried to select at least one of the pictures which is easiest for me to color when I look at the page and I can immediately imagine color palette. I want to concentrate on magical airs and voyage. The rest of the books, well, I don't know. I won't be unhappy if I don't touch them, if I manage to color pictures here. I tried to rate them from the easiest to the most terrifying. The most terrifying are Wild Winter, Odyssey and Dream Weaver. I don't think that I am ready to color in them. Paradise and Frozen Fantasies, they are easy to color, but I colored in them during previous months, and these beauties, they scream that they want to be colored also. So in Magical Airs, let me show you just quickly those selected pictures, and I will put these books back to the shelf. So in Magical Airs, I want to do this one. I already explained that it's a quite interesting picture, a little bit dreamy romantic, that we have this abandoned train carriage, but girl, she is sitting here in solitude, but it doesn't look like sad picture. I still love that trees already started to grow, so there is something romantic for me for this page, and I think that it could be quite interesting with all those. I can do bright red carriage, but with piled off paint and those trees which started to grow over it. My choice number one is in Voyage. I know that I promised to color koi carps, and apart from it, I also want to do this one. Next, if I still decide that I will continue to color in Paradise instead of these books, then I want to color this picture dedicated to reading. During the whole year I struggle with reading. All first months, maybe 2, maybe 3, after beginning of the war, I was totally unable to read any literature, any serious literature like history books. When war started, I was reading memoirs about Second World War and memoirs about Churchill, and of course it was impossible to continue doing it because so many moments were similar to what we are living that February, so I abandoned it. Somewhere in the middle of the year during summer I returned to very simple, very easy books. I tried to read books by Lucinda Riley, I believe, and they helped me. So now I currently return to reading, and it's a big pleasure for me because I always enjoyed reading a lot. I always read a lot of books, so I suffered when I wasn't able to read, and I want to color a picture dedicated to reading, to books. In Frozen Fantasies, I'm not sure if I want to color, but if I still want to do something with snow, then it will be this one. I want to use again contrast between this frozen bird and maybe some colorful flowers. I do love how Fabiana draw daffodils and poppies, so that's why I want to color it, but of course it's difficult to find them among all those excessive lines which I don't like a lot. Well, we will see about this one. Wild Winter is terrifying, so probably won't for March, but as my first page I look at this one. It's also quite complicated and difficult, but I really want to work on this effect that we have the huge veil behind the glass, how to do it, part of the picture in front of the glass, part of the picture behind the glass. Very challenging but interesting. Well, in Wanderlust, maybe this one. All books by Alexandra Fusey, they are terrifying for me. I'm not sure that I am ready for them. And when I look at Dreamweaver, I feel that my brains, they start to explode. And as the least terrifying page, I guess that I can select this one. Beautiful Kitsune. At least this one is it has a lesser amount of details, so maybe I can start my encounter with books by Alessandra Fusey from that more simplified picture. Cosmic Spirit, I don't know, it's one of my latest purchases, so maybe it will wait until I will start older books. But if I start it, then I think about this chariot, because I really love these swans, and I do love all this machinery which we have here, a little bit in steampunk style. And finally, another terrifying but beautiful thing, it's Odyssey. Here I really also don't know how to start resolving this book like a puzzle, and my simplest picture here is this one. Well, of course it's wishful thinking, so I will be just happy if in the end of March I will be able to show you one finished project in Voyage and one finished project in Magical Earth. Everything else, it would be just a good bonus. I hope that my plans, they were not totally crazy. All my plans are a little bit crazy, but somehow at least 50% of them I managed to fulfill, and 50% because of spontaneous choice of coloring books, which is also quite good because it makes coloring less boring and less predictable. Thank you, and I hope that in the end of the March I will return to you with this pile of books but with finished pictures.